Okay, so I have here a digital audio file. It looks like a waveform, right? Could be analog, could be digital. Okay, now it can't be analog because it's in a computer. Um, Computers are capable of dealing with digital sound. Humans are capable of dealing with analog sound. Okay, like period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. We cannot deal with digital sound. We cannot hear digital sound. There is no organ in our body that will interpret digital sound for us. In order for us to deal with sound, it needs to be converted back to analog in order for us to hear it. And our speakers do that. And another thing that we'll talk about later. Let's just say our computer does that for us. We'll get into more detail about that soon. Don't worry. But when this program sends a message to the speakers, it's sending this data as digital sound, and by the time it gets to the speakers, it gets converted to analog sound so I can hear it. If there's no speakers connected, I can't hear it, right? Humans hear analog sound, computers deal with digital sound. Okay, that's the biggest difference. You cannot hear digital sound. There's no such thing. Let me show you these little pockets of sound. If I zoom in, now I'm looking at the waveform. Zoom in even farther. Zoom in even farther. Zoom in even farther. Keep going. Keep going. Boom. There we are. We're down to dots, right? Now these dots are important. Each one of these dots we call a sample. And that is the little nugget of sound that we use, right? We take all of these little nuggets of sound and we put them back together, and then we can hear the sound. But you'll notice one of the key things that's different between analog and digital is that there is space between these dots. If I zoom in, this is as far as I can zoom in. Here's a sample, here's a sample. There's empty space between them. This is the biggest argument for analog sound being better than digital sound, because in analog sound there's no space between the dots because there's no dots. Analog sound is analogous, right? It's constant wave, the same as it is in the physical world. But in digital sound we have space between the samples. That makes it less precise, you would think. This is an argument that people have been having for a really long time, and it technically is true. There is space between these samples. However, this amount of time is, let's see, it would be 1/44,100th of a second. So it's a fraction of a millisecond. I mean, it's not even a fraction. It's a fraction of a millisecond. It is an unbelievably small amount of time. It's completely inaudible. But it is something. It is some amount of time. And there are a lot of them, if you look at it. So those are the biggest differences between analog and digital sound. Analog is sound we can hear, and it's constant and smooth. Digital is only sound computers can make, and it has holes in it. Can we hear them? Probably not.